The night Diane called me the help in front of 40 guests, I smiled, walked to the bathroom, and cried where nobody could hear me. But what she didn't know was this. The house we were standing in was tied to a mortgage I had personally handled. And 90 days later, the man who had laughed at my career would sit across from me with a contract in his hands. 3 years earlier, I had married Michael Whitman, believing I was gaining a loving family. Instead, I slowly became their favorite target. Diane introduced me as Michael's little project. Robert mocked my property finance career as that paperwork job. At family gatherings, they praised everyone except me. I kept quiet because Michael loved me. Then came their 35th wedding anniversary. I had spent days helping Diane organize everything. That night, while I was refilling drinks near the kitchen, one of her friends asked if I worked for the catering company. Diane laughed. "No, that's just the help. She's married to my son." Everyone laughed. I didn't. I walked into the bathroom, locked the door, and cried. Then I remembered something they had no idea about. 18 months earlier, Robert and Diane had fallen behind on their mortgage after Robert's business suffered a serious financial setback. They secretly refinanced. And the company I worked for handled that loan. I was the finance professional who had reviewed and structured it. I had known for months. I had simply chosen not to use that information against them. But that night, something changed. I stopped hiding my career. 90 days later, Robert arrived for a routine mortgage renewal meeting. He expected to meet a stranger. Instead, he saw me sitting across the table. His face went completely pale. I didn't mention the party. I didn't insult him. I simply opened the paperwork and said, "Everything looks in order, Robert. Let's go through the renewal terms together." For once, he had nothing to say. After that, the jokes stopped, the comments stopped, and Michael finally understood how badly his parents had treated me. He apologized and began standing beside me at every family gathering. Months later, Diane finally asked what I actually did for a living. This time, there was no laughter in her voice, just curiosity. I answered her calmly, because my grandmother had once told me, "You don't have to shout to be heard, you just have to be undeniable." And that was exactly what I became. So let me ask you, what would you have done if your own family humiliated you in front of 40 people? Would you have confronted them immediately, or stayed silent and let your success speak for you? And most importantly, do you think Diane and Robert deserved a second chance? Tell me what you would have done in the comments.